Hello and welcome to Monte Vista High School here in Danville, California. Austin Oda joined alongside Alon Desai. We've got a great matchup today between the Arroyo Seco Saints and the Walnut Creek Crawdads. The Crawdads come in with an 8-7 record. They are 4-5 in league in the CCL North. The Saints come in with the same overall record. They're 5-6, or excuse me, 5-6 overall, 4-5 in the CCL South. This game, somewhat oddly, I think, doesn't count for CCL standings because it's the South versus the North. So, an exhibition game of sorts. But the Crawdads coming off of a tough loss yesterday against the OC Tide. 9-6 was the final in a game that really I don't think was as close as the final score entailed.
I mean, Ryan Brome's home run, obviously in the ninth, really kind of got them closer. But unfortunately, Donnelly, who had been swinging a really hot bat and had a couple of RBIs yesterday, grounds out. And then Barnhart, just a really tough day for him yesterday, not just behind the plate, but at the plate in the batter's box with 4 strikeouts. So, yeah, it looked a little closer than it really was. And that fifth inning just got away from the Crawdads.
Yeah, a 5-run frame was the first for Gabe Tanner, who I think Gabe Tanner had a pretty solid day overall yesterday. He ended up going 4 innings and giving up 5. But if you take away that first inning, that's 3 shutout frames. Of course, we mentioned this a little yesterday. It's hard to completely erase that frame from mind, but I thought Gabe Tanner looked good, and before him, Brody Aglite looked really solid in his first start of the season.
I liked Aglite a lot. He was very authoritative with his fastball. Had a little trouble with the breaking stuff, but was able to hang in there and get through some solid innings, and then just take that fifth inning away, and possibly still a 3-3 game heading into the later innings.
Today, the lineup for the Crawdads looks a little bit different than it did yesterday. Coleman Schmidt back in the leadoff spot, playing center field. Tyson Corio in the 2 spot at second base. He's really started to establish himself on this team, on this roster, in this lineup. Ryan Brome in left field today, again hitting third. Brian Duroff, the first baseman, bats cleanup. Joey Donnelly will be behind the plate. We haven't seen him behind the plate in a while. Kavaris Tears in right field. Matt King at third. Zach Tejero getting a start at DH. And then Jude Putz back in the lineup. First time in 2 or 3 weeks that he's started a game for the Dads. He was in Omaha watching his brother play in the College World Series. Alon, what sticks out to you about this Crawdads lineup today?
So the lineup, I think the biggest surprise is seeing Tejero at the designated hitter spot. Not a spot that we've really seen him featured in too often. He's usually catching. But Donnelly getting behind the plate this afternoon for the first time in about a week and a half, 10 days. So we'll see how he's able to handle it. The Crawdads catchers have had some trouble. Tejero probably being the most solid behind the dish. But I think one of the most important things for the Dads today is keeping the bats hot. They racked up double-digit hits yesterday, so just keep making good swings and making good contact. But then the second thing that's going to be of high import is for the catcher to really control the game and not let the ball get away back to the backstop.
Yeah, Joe Barnhart, like you mentioned, had a really tough time of that in yesterday's game. A couple pass balls, a bunch of wild pitches that really could have gone either way, and he's not in the lineup today. He's getting the day off. It is interesting to see Tejero, though, in the DH spot. He's a guy that I think is applauded for defense over offense, but he had a really nice game against the West Coast Kings, albeit against much lower competition. But it's good to see that Coach Cummings has faith in him to continue to put the bat on the ball and put the ball in play. We're about to get set here in Danville. The umpires have met with both of these coaches. Still a little bit of field maintenance out happening on the field. I'll get you the Arroyo Seco Saints lineup today. Connor Beakler, the center fielder, leads off. Following him is Max Blessinger, the right fielder. And Drew Cowley, the second baseman, hitting third. Matthew Wong out of the University of Hawaii hits cleanup and plays left field. Nathan Becker, the first baseman, hits fifth. Jordan Rogers, the shortstop, in the 6th spot. Jeffrey Bowser, the DH. Cooper Harris behind the plate. And then Matt Marlowe, the third baseman for the Arroyo Seco Saints. So in classic CCL fashion, 1 o'clock is about to hit, and no first pitch in sight.
It's always a mad scramble to try to get everything ready on time. It doesn't seem to matter where we go. We're usually pretty prompt here, or try to be, but still some long toss going on out there in the outfield between a couple of Looks like possibly staff members of the Arroyo Seco Saints, but the umpires are here. I think the players are ready, just kind of waiting to get underway.
Classic CCL fashion. It wouldn't be the CCL if the game started on time.
No, it wouldn't. It wouldn't. Although, you know what? I think the longest we've had to wait so far this summer was actually up in Lincoln pretty recently, where I think the game was supposed to start at 6:30, and it didn't start until 6:47.
Yeah, that was brutal. Yeah. And it was so hot in Lincoln. It was 103 at first pitch.
103, and luckily we were in an air-conditioned booth, but the windows were still open, so we still felt some of that heat, but always thank the kind folks, Stones and Phantom and Jordan and everybody up in Lincoln for always hosting us up there. It's always a fun time to go up there, for sure.
So the Dads are out of the dugout. The Saints following in short fashion. We're about to take a break for the national anthem. When we come back, Crawdads and Saints here on the Crawdads Streaming Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.
Welcome back to Monte Vista High School. The first pitch between the Crawdads and the Arroyo Seco Saints coming up shortly. Hollis Fanning will be on the bump for the Crawdads. From left to right in the outfield, the defense for the Crawdads, it's Ryan Brome in left, Coleman Schmidt, the center fielder, and Kavaris Tears in right field. On the infield, going from left to right, the third baseman, Matt King, his second straight day at the hot corner. Jude Putz, welcome him back to the lineup. He'll be at shortstop today. Tyson Corio at second and Brian Duroff at first. Behind the plate, Joey Donnelly putting down the signs. Receiving from the tall right-hander, Hollis Fanning, the 6'7", Tennessee, long, lanky righty. He'll work from the windup. He features a fastball that sits in the low 90s. It can get up to 95, or at least so he says. Got a couple other really nice off-speed pitches as well.
I believe it. I mean, when he delivers, I mean, there's just so much velocity, it looks like, on that fastball. And he really gets pretty good extension off the mound as well. And obviously you'd expect that with him being so tall, up at 6'7". I think the thing for Hollis is just control. And I know we've said that about so many of the other pitchers as well on this Crawdads team, but I think just being confident, being able to go in and out. Obviously, he can elevate a high fastball to just about anybody just because of the way he throws. But I'd like to see him really be able to paint inside and outside to this Arroyo this Arroyo Seco Saints lineup.
Hollis Fanning so far this summer hasn't pitched much. 6 2/3 innings, has given up 6 runs, also has 6 strikeouts, and only 1 walk. And so you look at that, and that's a really good sign for a young arm. Last season at Tennessee, he didn't pitch too much. He'll be entering his 3rd year at Tennessee. Overall, he's thrown a total of 6 innings, given up 3 runs. So he's been pretty solid this last inning. A 2.7 ERA in 3 innings with 3 strikeouts. We're about to get set. Connor Beakler to lead off, the center fielder, donning the number 15. The Crawdads in their red and white jerseys. The Saints, the whites with pinstripes. Connor Beakler, 375 his average, only played in 3 games, 8 at-bats, a double. Fanning peers over his glove. The first pitch of the day is a fastball, chopped to short, puts in on it, will fire to first, and a low throw, and, well, Jude Putz, 7 errors this season, add another one. That's 8 for Jude Putz.
It's already 8, and welcome back, Jude Putz, back from vacation, watching the College World Series, and he's put out there at short, and a pretty routine play, and he just spikes a throw over to DeRoff at first, and it's a tough way to start if you're Jude just coming back.
And I think you have to wonder how much of it is the yips at this point.
Well, it's already 8, as you mentioned, Austin, and Matt King's really settled down. Like to see the same out of Jude Putz.
First pitch was at 105, 91 degrees, the first pitch temperature here in Danville, California. Pickoff move, close. DeRoff thinks he got him. Nice move from Fanning, excuse me. He's able to move that big frame pretty quickly out there.
And as a righty, too, to be that big and somehow deceptive. He's not short, so he can't really hide what he's doing. A lot of movement when he's got to fire over to first base.
Fanning will see him from the stretch for the first time. Fires a slider over the outside edge, and it's 0-1.
It's a really nice slider. He was throwing that slider during warm-ups, and it looked good. Looked like he had full control of it.
Max Blessinger, the hitter, so far on the season, 423 is average. Hasn't left the yard, but does have 4 RBI, 5 walks, 4 strikeouts. Behind in the count, 0-1. Fanning checks. Beakler at first. Comes set at the belt, fires. Runner goes, strike called. Throw to second is just a little late. Donnelly thought he got him. That strike was on the swing, excuse me. It would have been called a strike. It was a fastball right down the middle, but Blessinger swung through it. Nice jump there by Beakler.
Beakler just beat that throw from Donnelly. It's a really good effort from Joey.
First steal of the summer, but Fanning's ahead 0-2. Checks the runner at second. Delivers. Slider. Misses tight. 1-2. Beakler gets his lead off second. Fanning checks the batter. Sets low. Checks again. One more time. Now he's ready. The 1-2. Slider. Knocked foul behind the plate. The count will stay at 1-2.
So now if he wants, he can really throw whatever pitch he believes will get a strikeout here. Wouldn't mind seeing a high fastball. Fanning can really ramp it up.
Way ahead in the count, 1-2. He sets below the belt. He's ready. The runner goes. Slider. Popped foul. Off to the right. With that big leg kick, he takes a lot of time to get up there. I think it makes it easier for these base runners to get a good jump off of him.
Definitely easier to read for sure.
Still ahead 1-2. Fanning delivers. Fastball blasted foul off to the right. Went with that hard fastball again.
The last 2 pitches, he's tried to go outside, slider, and then fastball, a little high and out, and just fought off there by Blessinger, but wonder if Hollis will come in here.
Still a 1-2 count. Beakler takes his lead off second. Fanning doesn't check him. He goes directly to the plate and misses down and in with a changeup. 2-2.
Just trying to freeze him there with a changeup inside after seeing the velo on the outer half. Fortunately not able to locate.
Look to see what he goes with here on 2-2. Donnelly sets. Fanning fires. Slider. Inside corner. Got him looking. And Hollis Fanning gets the first out of the inning with a strikeout on the slider.
Now, we've been talking about it, Austin, pitch sequencing out of these very intelligent pitchers for the Crawdads, and that was just a great example there. Outside, then feeds him in and just does a really good job of locating that slider.
That'll bring up the second baseman today, Drew Cowley out of the University of Oregon. only hitting 200 so far this summer, does have a home run. Fanning sets low. Fires, fastball, inside corner, strike one. Really excited to watch Drew Cowley up close and personal. I got to watch him all season with the Ducks, and he was pretty easily my favorite player on that Ducks team.
Cowley's one of your guys.
Fanning sets, delivers. Cowley chops this one into the 5-6 hole. Puts has it on a hop. Will elect to throw to first, and no play to get the speedy Cowley. So the Saints will have runners at the corners with just one out.
I know Putz is probably trying to make up for that error he committed in the first at-bat here, but maybe just pocket that one. Don't risk throwing it away and having a run come home. Lucky for him, it was on line to draw, but beat out pretty easily by Cowley.
So the first hit of the day for the Saints comes off the bat of Drew Cowley. And you mentioned he's one of my guys. We got to see a couple of yours yesterday.
There's a lot on that OC Riptide team. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see Austin Krisick, who can really light things up with the baseball bat.
The cleanup hitter, Matthew Wong, steps in. Fastball up high. Wong so far on the summer, 367, 3 home runs, 16 RBI. He has been dominant with the bat. He's been one of the best hitters on this team in terms of overall talent. The 1-0. Chopper to third, could be two. No, gets out of the reach of King and into left field for a base hit. Just took a high bounce over the glove of Matt King. And the Saints played a run early.
So I wonder if a different combination of either King and then Ellis back there would have made that play, but after kind of seeing how it all played out and the high hop that ball took, I don't know. I just don't think it would be an easy play to make.
So another unearned run for these Crawdads. Jude Putz, 8 errors. He hasn't even played an entire summer. He hasn't played half a summer. First pitch, flipped to left field and foul by Nathan Becker. Becker so far this summer, 286 has averaged, a pair of home runs and 10 runs batted in. Also 11 strikeouts. There's 4 or 5 guys with double-digit Ks on this Saints team, something that Fanning should look to exploit. The 0-1. Fanning checks the runner at second and delivers. Fastball flipped foul off to the left again. 0-2.
Fanning doing such a good job of getting ahead here. Just hopefully if he does induce a ground ball, defense can pick him up and get him an out.
Fanning peers in for the sign. Low set. Deals. Changeup on the outside corner. Fanning gets him looking. A perfect spot with that changeup for the second strikeout looking of the inning.
I know he's had to work with base runners on, but Fanning, he looks pretty good here early. Unfortunately, he's having to face a few men over the minimum, but he's been really able to locate the off-speed stuff. That changeup there, he's had a strikeout with a slider on the inner half earlier, and the fastball looks really solid.
We'll bring up Jordan Rogers, 229, a home run, 6 RBI. Runners go, pitches inside. The throw to third is in time. Nice throw, Joey Donnelly, to get the runner at third. The Saints pick up a run on a couple of hits and an error by Jude Putz. The run unearned. We'll head to the bottom of the first here on the Crawdads Streaming Network. Welcome back here in Walnut Creek, California. Actually, Danville, California. The Dad's playing in Danville and not Walnut Creek this summer. Hoping to be back in Walnut Creek next summer at St. Mary's College, which, I mean, in itself isn't even in Walnut Creek. That's Moraga.
It's on top of the hill in Moraga. It's a beautiful place. Unfortunately, they've just had all kind of trouble, St. Mary's has, getting that baseball field and that stadium ready. It's been about a 10-year process, and I believe they finally broke ground. But hopefully that turns into the permanent home of the Crawdads, and kind of on the cusp of a new era of CCL baseball here in the Bay Area.
So the Dads lineup from 1 to 9. It's Coleman Schmidt, Tyson Corio, and Ryan Brome. We'll be for sure to see this inning. Following them, Brian Duroff, Joey Donnelly, Kavaris Tears, the right fielder, and then Matt King, Zach Tejero, and Jude Putz. The defense for the Saints from left to right in the outfield, Matthew Wong, Connor Beakler, and Max Blessinger. On the infield from left to right, it's Matt Marlowe at third, Jordan Rogers at short, Drew Cowley, the second baseman, Nathan Becker at first. Cooper Harris behind the plate, putting down the signs for Keegan Allen, the tall right-handed pitcher. Allen on the summer so far. Started 2 games, yet to receive a decision, 6.48 ERA, but 11 strikeouts in just 8 1/3 frames. He's got good strikeout stuff, and he'll be facing a guy in Coleman Schmidt that has the ability to strike out a lot. Schmidt having a great summer. With that being said, the first pitch he sees is a fastball up and in.
Schmidt, it's so interesting, can rack up a boatload of hits, can get the ball out of the yard, and a very good average, but also strikes out a lot.
386 his average, 4 home runs, 11 RBI, also 10 steals. The 1-0. Schmidt checks his swing, taps it to the first base side. Over with it is Becker, and he'll take it to the first base bag himself for the first out of the inning. So tough luck there for Coleman Schmidt.
That's a tough out to take, and just trying to check up there, and unfortunately hits the bat.
That'll bring up the 2-hitter Tyson Corio. Corio this summer so far. 174 his average, no home runs, 3 runs batted in, and those numbers are going to go up after the game against the Kings finally goes in the scorebook. First pitch he sees. Chopper, first base side, Becker over, but it'll land foul. 0-1. Corio in last night's contest had a really solid day. Reached base twice, didn't get a hit. Actually, he did get a hit. That looks like a hit batter in my scorebook, but it was a single. So 1 for 3 officially with a walk.
Also
sort of run.
Played really well in the field.
Behind in the count, 0-1. Allen, a high set. Fires, fastball up and away. 1-1. 1-0. The Saints lead here in the bottom of the first. Allen, high set, delivers, fastball up and away again, and it's 2-1. Tyson Corio, of course, out of Cal Poly San Luis Obispo, will be headed to SLO in a couple weeks as part of our SoCal trip.
Santa Barbara as well.
A little odd to think that San Luis Obispo is considered in the south. The 2-1. Corio pops it foul off to the left. Out of play.
In some ways, they're kind of the mirror of the Crawdads. The Crawdads being the furthest south team of the north, and San Luis Obispo being the furthest north team of the south.
Yeah. I was talking to one of my broadcast partners at Oregon, Knight Uretsky, who broadcasted for the Oaks last summer as the 2-2. Swung on and missed. Corio goes down swinging on a high fastball, but I was talking to Knight about it, and we think that San Luis Obispo, where the playoffs are being hosted this summer, that's the perfect place that the playoffs should be hosted. That's pretty much right in the middle of the north and the south.
Yeah, just about equidistant, and Sinsheimer Park, where the Blues play, is a pretty good venue and holds a lot of people, and they'll definitely draw a good crowd for the CCL playoffs, and hopefully the Crawdads are able to clinch a playoff spot in a tough North division.
Ryan Brome now got his average up to 400 yesterday. Takes a fastball up and away. Brome knocked out his first home run of the summer in out to deep right center yesterday in the 9th inning. Also has 13 RBI. Brome flips this one over to the left side. It'll get out of play. Giving chase was Marlowe. Count goes to 1-1. Brome also has 12 walks, and that's a number that will also go up after the Saints game. He had 4 walks that day.
4 walks up in Napa, and he was content with it.
He loved it. He wanted 6. The 1-1. Brome swings through a heavy fastball, 1-2.
He had mentioned to you know how many walks does he have to draw to become player of the game.
Yeah, he really wanted that player of the game. Kavars Tears instead hit 2 home runs, 9 RBI, so it's hard to not give it to Tears, but the 1-2 to Brome. Fastball lined over the third base bag and into left field. Brome's going to round first. Over with it in the corner is Wong. Here comes the throw to second. It's going to be late. Ryan Brome into second with a stand-up 2-out double. Nice piece of hitting by the big lefty.
Good sign for Brome, able to keep that fair down the third base line, and then it ends up getting in that expansive foul territory. And he's at second, so Crawdads, runner in scoring position, maybe a chance with 2 outs here.
That'll bring up Brian Duroff, who just crushed the ball yesterday. 4 for 5, and the 1 out was a line out to center field that he hit on the screws. Runner on second now with 2 outs. We'll see Allen from the stretch for the first time. He checks the runner. First pitch to Duroff is an off-speed pitch that catches the outside corner. 0-1. Brome gets his lead off second. Behind 0-1 is Duroff. The 0-1. Duroff pops it up. Over to the right side. Becker calling for it, but Cowley's going to go over, and it'll be Becker that reaches out with the right hand and paws the ball for the 3rd out of the inning. So the Crawdads get a runner in scoring position on the Ryan Brome 2-out double, but are unable to push him across. Led to the top of the second. 1-0 the score here on the Crawdads streaming network. Welcome back to Danville, California, Monte Vista High School. 1-0, the Saints lead here in the top of the second inning. Hollis Fanning back out to work, and I think that the 1 run doesn't paint how good his stuff has been early on today. Jordan Rogers, the leadoff hitter. The shortstop today for the Saints. Rogers, 229 his average, a home run, 6 RBI. He actually was up to bat in the last inning, but Joey Donnelly threw a runner out at third. The first pitch he'll see in the second at-bat, first official at-bat, is a strike right down the middle, 0-1.
So just a really good arsenal today for Hollis on the mound.
Peers in over his glove. The 0-1 is a slider that's lined into center field. No! A dive by Coleman Schmidt, and he makes the catch. What a play by Coleman Schmidt. I thought that was dropping all the way. But Coleman Schmidt made sure that was not the case. First out of the inning.
Not only did he take away a hit, but if that ball gets by him, that's 3 bases for sure.
What a play by Coleman Schmidt. That'll bring up Jeffrey Bowser. DH for today. Bowser 289 average, 4 RBI. First pitch, shows bunt. He takes the fastball right down the pipe, 0-1. Is there anything Coleman Schmidt can't do on the baseball field?
There's not. That speed definitely helped him there. And I know he's had the home runs and the stolen bases, but that might be his most impressive play of the summer.
The 0-1, Fanning delivers a fastball on the inner edge, 0-2. And Hollis Fanning's feeling it. Pretty clear early on that he's in the zone. Wow, the batter Jeffrey Bowser still jawing with the umpire. That's never a good sign. The 0-2, Fanning delivers, fastball, chops foul behind the plate. Count stays at 0-2.
Don't want to get under Ron Masso's skin. He's the home plate umpire today. He'll toss you if you jaw jack with him a little too much.
That one lasted a good 30 seconds. Fanning was ready either way. The 0-2. Fastball chopped right back up the middle. Off of Fanning, goes right to Putz. Bare hands it, and it gets past him. So it'll go as a single, but another misplayed ball by Jude Putz.
I wonder why he didn't go with the glove. I don't think he had to make the barehanded play. And
so I think it's a hit, but I think it's a mental error. I think that's a play that he has to go with his glove. He's trying to be too flashy, and he's trying to make up for what he did in the last inning. That'll bring up Cooper Harris, the catcher. Harris, 160 is average. Prime double play candidate. First pitch, fastball, outer edge, and actually misses. 1-0. Looks pretty good to me.
I think Fanning's all right. I mean, he'll continue to pound those same areas. It's not going to be a huge issue for him this afternoon. He looks very much in control.
1-0, pickoff move back to first. Another good move from Fanning, but back in safely is Bowser.
Not every day you see a guy who's 6'7" on the mound who's somehow deceptive with a pickoff move, and he's a righty.
So they're actually going to give Jude Putz an error on the last play, and I think fairly so. Pickoff move back to first, goes past Duroff and into right field, and with all the room back there, Bowser's going to look to take third, and he will. So what looked like a big double play spot is going to end up with a runner on third, and that's a big mistake. Another error for the Crawdads, their third of the game.
With all the foul territory here, just cannot have that happen. And Hollis has had a pretty good move, but sometimes you just got to worry about pitching to the guy who's in front of you and say the heck with it for the guys on the base pads.
Still 1-0 the count. To Cooper Harris. In a strikeout spot is Fanning. The 1-0. Flipped over to the right, foul. So now Fanning needs a strikeout here to be able to somewhat comfortably pitch with a runner on third. Still 1 out. Fires. Slider. Inside corner. Strike 2. That front door slider for Fanning has really been a good pitch for him today.
He's been able to go to it consistently, and already has a strikeout with it. And love it when a guy can throw his breaking stuff for strikes.
Ahead 1-2, sets below the belt. Here it comes. Fastball. Misses a little up. Thought he got him looking again. To no avail. Count is even at 2. 1-0 the score. Fanning sets, fires, fastball on the inside and just off the inside. 3-2.
I have a feeling if that's even close to the zone there, They're getting rung up. They got a little bit of a gift with that take earlier, a couple of pitches ago.
Now Fanning from 1-2 to 3-2. Got to come in here. The 3-2. Fastball popped up. Second base side. This should not do the job for the Saints. Corio under it. Bowser bluffs a tag. Does not go. And so not a strikeout, but an unproductive out, and that's a good job by Hollis Fanning.
And a big pop up there. I mean, probably in the order of most desirable to least is strikeout. Then second would be what just happened, a huge pop-up just right next to the infield. And possibly the third scenario, which you would accept, is a laser hit over to the third baseman, King. He could just come up and either fire home if the runner's going on contact or gun it to first. But good job by Hollis to get out number 2.
So now Matt Marlowe, the 9-hitter, struggled this summer to a 192 average, 4 RBI, does have a double. Fanning, the first pitch, fastball on the outer edge, 0-1. One to nothing the score. Fanning sets below the belt, checks the runner off third, delivers. Fastball lined over the glove of Putz at short and into left center field. Brome cuts it off in the gap, but a 2-out RBI single by Matt Marlowe gives the Saints a 2-0 lead.
Heck of an effort there by Jude Putz over at shortstop.
Center fielder Connor Beakler.
I almost thought he was going to be able to climb the ladder, but just a little bit out of his reach. But you know what? I think if Hollis gets out of here with just 2 runs scored through the first 2 with 3 errors being committed, 1 on him and then 2 on the shortstop, I think the Crawdads will take it and hopefully settle down a little bit as the game wears on.
First pitch to Beakler at the top of the lineup. He shows bunt. It's a slider that gets behind Donnelly past the plate. Marlowe's going to move up to second on the, what do you think, wild pitch pass ball?
That's a
Could go
pass
either way.
ball. It hit Donnelly's glove and just got away from him. And that time I wasn't taking note of whether Donnelly was with the one leg down or was in the conventional catcher's squat. And sometimes it's tough to move when you go with the hybrid style.
He is in the one leg down. The 1-0 is popped way up in the air. King in on the cut of the infield grass now, moving towards the pitcher's mound, makes the catch. So the Saints score a run, but the Dads put up 2 errors. So 2 innings, 2 unearned runs for Hollis Fanning. We'll head to the bottom of the second. The Dads trying to put some runs back on the board here on the Crawdads Streaming Network. Back here for the bottom of the second inning, the Dads are trailing 2-0 in a game that could very easily be a 0-0 score. For the Crawdads this inning, 5-6-7, Joey Donnelly, Kavaris Tears, and Matt King facing Keegan Allen back on the mound. Need to be careful not to call him Keenan Allen.
Very productive wide receiver out of the University of California, Berkeley. Although it seemed like he's been in the league that long. It's almost been 10 years now, I think, in the NFL for Keenan Allen.
He's had a really good career. One of my dad's favorite fantasy football picks. He has a couple guys, Keegan Allen and Adam Thielen, always find their way on my dad's fantasy football team. Joey Donnelly, another University of California Berkeley player, the catcher today.
So there's the connection there.
Of course.
Cal and Cal.
Always find a way to make connections. So the first pitch he sees is a fastball way outside, 1-0. Joey Donnelly, we're trying to get him mic'd up before the game today, and it just didn't work. Our assistant GM, Daniel Rainey, always trying to put in that extra effort. The 1-0. Laced into left center, into the gap for a base hit. The shortstop throws his glove up to try to get it. And I don't think that's a legal play. That's just Bush League.
The umpire, Amit's walking over to go, looked like he was going to go talk to him. I haven't seen that in a long, long time.
My high school coach always told me that if you throw your glove, it's an automatic triple.
Batting sixth.
That's just unacceptable.
Usually what happens when you try to throw the glove to deflect the ball. I'm surprised that was even attempted there.
It's just stupid.
No, it's not a smart thing to do, and it's got away with one there.
He looks like a kid.
Did the Saints, yeah.
Pickoff move back to first. Donnelly's back in safely. That just frustrates me. That's upsetting. These kids have college coaches and scouts watching them all the time. First pitch to Kavaris Tears. Line drive into right field, a base hit. The Dads are in business. Runners on first and second, still no outs.
Kavaris Tears continues his hot ways over the past week. He is just making such good contact lately. And when he barrels it up, I mean, it's hard. I mean, the exit velocity on there. Unfortunately, we don't have a stat tracker here for that, but you can just see it with the eyes, how hard that ball's flying off the bat.
That'll bring up Matt King. 130 his average. 3 runs batted in. A couple of those came the other day in Sonoma. First pitch he sees. Slider. Nice pitch. Over the outside, 0-1. There's an entire softball team that's moving from the baseball field here over to the softball field. Those are the cleats you're hearing. Nothing better sound than cleats than metal spikes on bleachers. The 0-1, he swings through a changeup, and it's 0-2. Donnelly on second, Tears on first. King in the batter's box, the man out of UTSA, named to the CUSA freshman team this past year. The 0-2. Fouled off back to the right. King stays alive.
Maybe Rogers threw the glove up there in frustration. Maybe he's still mad about having a double robbed from him by Coleman Schmidt.
I would be too. That's Coleman made a really nice play on that one. Maybe trying to do the same. Didn't work out well for him. 0-2 the count. Allen delivers. Slider, nice take there by Matt King. Two 2-0 the score here in the bottom of the second. The Dads trail. King, the 1-2. Popped up, right side. It'll get out of play. Matt King continues to fight.
King with a good opportunity here. Runner in scoring position, 2 on the bases for the Crawdads. And see if he's able to come up with the answers here.
Allen up 1-2. Here it comes. Chopper to third. Over is Marlowe. He'll go to the bag for one and then trip on some dirt. And is unable to make a throw over to first. I think King would have beat it out either way. So the situation's the same. Runners on first and second. 1 out now. Bring up Zach Taharo.
You know, interesting. I know the base is really close to him where he's playing, but got a good arm. Could have went to second and then immediately would have been a much easier throw on to first for a double play. I know you got to beat out the speedy Kavaris Tears over at second, but yeah, the Dirt Monster just gobbled him up there.
But I agree with you. I think that getting a double play there and having a runner on third, I mean, even if the Dads put a run together, that's still only one. Bring up Zach Tahero. First pitch, fastball, up and away. Tahero, the left-handed batter. Usually we see him behind the plate. He's in the DH spot today, Tahero. On the summer, 250 is average, 8 runs batted in. He had a really nice game against the Kings the other day. Ahead in the count, 1-0. Tahero takes slider down. Did he go? Yes, he did. A check swing. So now 1-1 the count. Nice slider there by Allen. Tahero couldn't hold up. Allen sets up. Checks Tiers at second. Fires. A slider. Swung on and missed. 1-2.
Tahero hasn't been an easy out this summer. He's going to have to battle here, 1-2, and really wants to come through for the Dads.
The 1-2 on its way. Allen sets. Here it comes. Fastball swung on and missed. Tahero goes down without putting up much of a fight for the second out of the inning.
I'm surprised to see Tahero not be able to maybe poke that foul and see another pitch there from Allen. They just set up outside all the way against Tahero and were able to blow a fastball by him. And I'd like to see Jude Putz here be able to put a good hit out into the outfield, make up for a couple of these errors he's had so far.
Jude Putz playing in his first game since June 12th, over 2 weeks. First pitch, slider off the outside, 1-0. Putz on the season 3 for 24, a 125 average. Doesn't strike out much, only 4 times so far this summer. But they'd like to see him drive in at least one of these runners here. Tiers off second. King off first. Allen checks Tiers, delivers, slider, misses high, 2-0. Yeah, you mentioned that 9 errors now this summer for Jude Putz and not even 7 games.
Yeah, I'd like to see the young man turn it around, and obviously he could make up for it here.
2-0. Here it comes. Putz takes a fastball up. 3-0. Small zone there behind the plate, but consistent.
No, very consistent, and doesn't seem to be bothering really either pitcher. We've seen Harris behind the plate for the Saints kind of turn back a few times, and where's that? Was asking Ron Mosso, but it has been consistent.
Putz likely taking all the way here. 2-0 the score in the bottom of the second. 3-0 the count to the 9-hitter Jude Putz with Coleman Schmidt waiting on deck. Tiers gets his lead off second, King off first. Allen checks the runner on second. The 3-0. Misses high one more time. Ball 4. So they'll take that for Jude Putz.
Good at bat by Jude. Really a bunch of pitches, even if those were called for, if any of those were called for strikes. That one was definitely high, but the last one, not really much you can do with that. So good job just laying off, waiting to see something that he can really square up. Eventually didn't get any of that, so he's over at first.
So now Coleman Schmidt, the leadoff hitter, and this is a big spot for the man out of St. Mary's. Schmidt 0 for 1 on the day, but really got the bat taken out of his hands a little bit. Checked his swing and bounced out to the first baseman.
I think he's just the man for the job, at least the Dads are thinking that. Been the best hitter all summer for the Crawdads.
First pitch he sees in his second at bat. Chopper, foul off to the right. Big slider that Schmidt got on top of.
I think if Schmidt can just stay middle here and punch one up the box, be a couple of runs in a tie ball game.
Allen sets at the belt. The 0-1. Schmidt takes the slider over the middle, and it's 0-2.
I think Schmidt thought that one was low. Now he has to make contact.
The 0-2. Allen sets at the letters. Here it comes. Fastball. Schmidt is able to stay alive. Half swing. Gets a foul behind the plate.
That would have been high had he not checked his swing and made contact. Luckily for Schmidt, it doesn't result with the same outcome as his first at-bat, where he check swung on a pitch and rolled it over.
Allen's ready. Well ahead in the count, 0-2. Here it comes. Slider. Did he go? He did not. Allen running off the mound thinking that inning was over, but it was not. Tried to get Schmidt to chase on a slider. Couldn't pull the trigger.
Not even close, and a dangerous decision by Allen there. If his catcher follows him, Kavares Tears is going to take home immediately.
So it's 1-2 to Schmidt. Tears off third, King off second. Puts off first. Allen's ready. Here comes the 1-2. Slider swung on and missed. Schmidt goes down swinging. Keegan Allen gets out of the second inning. The Dads have 2 hits but aren't able to push anyone across. We'll head to the top of the third. 2-0 the score here on the Crawdads streaming network. Top of the third inning here in Danville, California. Hollis Fanning finishing up his warm-up pitches. He'll be facing Max Blessinger, Drew Cowley, and Matthew Wong, the Saints lineup. 2-0, the Saints lead here in the top of the third. Blessinger so far on the day struck out looking in his own. The tall right-hander peers over his glove for the sign. First pitch. Slider over the outside, 0-1. Dad's defense shaded straight up. Schmidt a couple steps over to the left field side. The 0-1. Slider again, but this one misses down. 1-1.
A rare ball there from Hollis Fanning. He has pounded the strike zone. 26 strikes to just 8 balls.
The 1-1. There's a slider. Where'd that miss? Maybe a little in?
Dipped a little in, and I think low there.
Very professional strike zone from the home plate umpire today. He's been consistent, and as the 2-1 is a fastball, lashed foul over to the left.
Well, if anybody can consistently hit the zone, it is Hollis Fanning. He's done a good job so far. I don't think he minds at all. He's just going right after these hitters, being very aggressive.
The 2-2. Ground ball into the hole at short, past the dive of Puts and into left field for a base hit.
A lot of action over there today on the left side of the infield.
That'll bring up Drew Cowley, who's 1 for 1 on the day, with a chopper for a single. Runner on first, no outs. First pitch to Cowley is chopped first base side, but foul, 0-1. The Duck, Drew Cowley, stands at the plate. Cowley hit over 420 for the Ducks this season. He was really good, but got hurt in that middle part of the season. Lost a good amount of the conference action, but then was able to come back and rake. The runner goes. Cowley swings through it. Donnelly's throw to second is going to be high, and into center field. It gets to Schmidt, but Blessinger will stay at second.
Really good try to back it up there by Tyson Corio coming over from his second baseman spot, and then Schmidt reading it perfectly that the throw would be a little offline, so he charges in.
The 0-2. Cowley takes down low. A slider. 1-2. Fanning sets below the belt. Blessinger takes his lead off second. The 1-2. Line drive to Putz at short and through his glove. Again, the third error of the day for Jude Putz.
It's not his day. Has not been his summer so far. No, the talent's there. It's just been rough, and you really start to feel for Jude out at shortstop. And unfortunately, Hollis is making some good pitches here, and that one just should have been an out. That'll be an error, and it's killing the Crawdads. 4 errors already. They're lucky it's just a 2-run game, but nobody out yet.
Now 10 errors this season in just 7 games for Jude Putz. Matthew Wong now, grounder to third. King will take it to the bag for 1. He'll throw long over to first, the double play. Nice job by Matt King. 5-3 the double play, and 2 outs on the board.
Well, that was the play that Marlowe tried to make earlier this afternoon. This time, King in front of the Seco Saints, the Arroyo Seco Saints dugout, shows them how it's done.
Yeah, hey, this is how you do it. So runner on second, that's Cowley. Becker now at the plate, 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Big left-handed bat, hands held high above his head. Fanning, the first pitch. Becker swings through a good slider that dives towards the inner part of the plate, and it's 0-1. Ahead in the count, 0-1 is Fanning. He delivers. Slider blasted off to the right. Is it going to stay fair? No. It's going to go well foul. But that ball was clobbered.
Way out in front, though, and another good pitch from Hollis Fanning. I mean, trying to pull it down the right field line.
Looking to see if that sets up the fastball up. Donnelly sets on the outer edge. The 0-2 fastball just misses outside, 1-2.
But a good pitch there from Hollis because it does change the thought process of the batter there, and now he can come back in if he wants or maybe bury something down in the dirt.
Still well ahead, 1-2. Here it comes. Fastball popped foul off to the left and back out of play.
The multitude of catching stances that Donnelly has. We've seen the leg out, we've seen the leg down, we've seen conventional.
But I think he's looked more comfortable behind the plate today than he has in prior games this summer. The 1-2. Fanning checks the runner on second. Checks him again. Now he's ready. Slider lined over to first. Duroff on a dive makes the play. The third out of the inning. And the Crawdads gloves finally showing out here in Danville. 2-0 the score. We'll head to the bottom of the third here on the Crawdads Streaming Network. Welcome back to Danville, California. Bottom of the third inning. The Crawdads trail 2-0. But both of the runs that have crossed the plate so far have been unearned. A trio of errors from shortstop Jude Putz. Crawdads looking to put some runs on the board, but Crawdads fans, we have a special guest for you in the booth today. Gabe Tanner.
What's up, guys? How you doing?
How's it going, Gabe?
I'm doing great.
It's good to see you up here. You might have to hold the mic a little closer.
Is this better?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Oh, that's
There we go.
perfect.
All right.
Gabe, how's it going? How are you enjoying the game so far?
We're getting across. I think we'll get them back, but I think we got to hold back on the errors a little bit,
Yeah,
especially on that.
4 errors in 3
Yeah,
innings. What's up
yeah.
with that? So you mentioned to me that you played middle infield in high school. Do you think coach should consider putting you out?
Oh yeah, definitely. I could be out there and provide some more help than what's out there.
What do you think about Hollis Fanning so far?
Oh, he's been dominant. He dominates the zone. I mean, with this umpire, you got to dominate the inside. He doesn't call the outside, so I mean that's a great thing to work on.
First pitch to Tyson Corio misses away.
He's pounded in 36 strikes to just 11 balls. I mean, think that's the highest ratio so far this summer?
Oh yeah, and he's happy to do it.
1-0.
He's came on, I think 7 days of rest, so I think he's gonna come in and pound it, show him what's up.
He mentioned that he could throw in upwards of 120 pitches if he had to. He said I think the most he said he's ever thrown was like 127.
Oh, I believe it. He said he hasn't had Advil in 3 years, so surprises me.
No pain.
Corio takes the 2-0 up high, and it's 3-0. What's the highest you've gone pitch count wise in your career?
I've gone 120, and that was last season.
Last summer
Last season.
at Chabot.
Yeah.
How was that season at Chabot? How'd you guys
It was
do?
awesome. It was amazing. I had 74 innings on the season. My average was about 7 innings. So it was perfect. I was a long starter.
What do you like more? You like starting? You like coming out of the pen, Gabe? What's
I love starting.
love starting?
Yeah, I love starting. Love coming out on the bump.
So not to rub yesterday in a little more, but do you think that there was something about that coming out of the pen that made it a little more difficult?
It was
for you?
so weird to me. It was so weird. You know, it's been Fresno City was the last game I came in to relieve, and I gave up a ball that I've never seen gone farther. So it's not my forte to come in mid-game. I'm usually a starter.
You settled down really nicely though after.
Yeah. I learned what I was doing wrong. I was kind of forcing the ball, trying to perfect my pitches.
So 5 straight balls from Keegan Allen as Ryan Brome stands at the plate. Brome today 1 for 1. He doubled over the left field line in the first inning. How about Ryan Brome, by the way? He's seen the ball well right now.
I love Brome.
He can play.
He's good offensively and defensively. He's a well-rounded player.
What about Jack Ben Shoshan? What do you think about him? Keep it PG. Keep it PG.
He's all right. He gets across the board.
Brome pops this one way up in the air. The shortstop ranging over. He's under it. Takes a wild adventure to get there, but does.
Days like these,
First out
those
the
balls
inning.
aren't going to curve. So you just sit right under it. You're going to catch it.
And you were a shortstop in high school, so you should know.
Yeah. No. I think I had about 4 innings in high school.
Did you play here at all in high school or here at Monte Vista?
I was at Ceremon Valley.
I don't know the leagues. Is that
So yeah, we were actually rivals to the Monte Vista.
okay?
Yeah, both E-ball teams, San Ramon Valley, closer to downtown Danville.
Oh yeah, we had the that was a pro for us. We were right in downtown, so lunchtime was prime.
Primo's, baby.
Yep. We would go around, get some slices.
Giraffe flashes this one to third.
Oh.
Picked and thrown onto first. A line-out double play. 5-3. L5-3 in the books. We'll head to the top of the 4th inning. Gabe Tanner, I think you'll be with us for another half inning.
Yeah,
How's
let's
that
do
sound?
it. Let's
All
do
right.
it.
We'll head to the top of the 4th. 2-0 the score here on the Crawdads Streaming Network.
Welcome back to Danville, California. Alain Desai here with Austin Oda and Gabe Tanner still up here in the booth. And gonna have a little surprise, maybe a few moments during this inning. Gonna give you a shot to call some of the action, Gabe. You ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. On top of the fourth, the Crawdads down by 2 runs. It's 2-0 for the Saints. Hollis Fanning still on the mound. He's been very good thus far, and I'd like to see him get pretty deep into this game.
Leading off the top of the fourth inning for Arroyo Seco.
I would say Holly has about 2 innings. 2 more innings in him.
2 more innings in him?
Yeah.
Only given up 2 hits. I think he's looked really good so far.
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to be 6, 7, and 8 for the Saints. Jordan Rogers, then Jeff Bowser, and Cooper Harris in the hole right now. And the first pitch on the way to Jordan Rogers. Here it is. And Fanning paints the inside
Nice
corner
pitch.
with a really nice slider. What do you like about that,
I
Gabe?
love it. Killing the inside corner with the slider. I love it.
Oh, the 0-1 here to Rogers and a fastball
There we
on the
go.
outside. And the count 0-2 very quickly. Fanning getting ahead. I mean, pretty much done this all afternoon. And here's the 0-2 from Hollis. He fires,
Nice.
big swing and a miss. Sit him down,
There we
Hollis
go.
Fanning. Strikeout for Fanning there for out number 1 in the top of the fourth. Gabe? All right, here's your big shot.
All right.
Designated hitter, Jeff Bowser.
That's Jeff Bowser.
Jeff Bowser to the plate.
Is that your broadcaster voice?
I like it.
Broom. And the deliver. Oh, foul ball on the left side.
No hands by the third base
Yeah,
coach.
yeah. Nothing like John Jensen.
Gabe Tanner joining us in the booth.
And Fanning delivers. Oh, see, yesterday that would have been a strike. The umpire loved that outside corner.
Today
Yeah.
it's inside,
Yeah.
not so much outside.
Yeah. Fastball low.
There we go.
Fastball.
Sorry.
low. No,
Sorry.
it's okay.
Getting in the rhythm.
What's the count, Gabe?
It's a 2-1 right now. 1 out.
2-1.
It's a beautiful day out here. And the pitch. That's a strike on the inside corner. Slider.
Gabe, I'm really glad you're good at baseball.
Thanks, man. Love the game. Love that I'm good at it. And the pitch. Got him swinging.
Beautiful. Back-to-back strikeouts.
There we go.
For
Set him
Hollis.
away.
Yeah, he did. Back-to-back strikeouts for Hollis Fanning.
Catcher, Cooper.
And Gabe, Mr. Tanner, what are you studying when you're going to Cal State East Bay?
Yeah, I'm going to
correct?
Cal State East Bay, yeah, in Hayward. I'm going to be studying communication with the social media studies. Yeah, I'm excited.
That is awesome. Right in my wheelhouse. That's
Yeah.
my master's is in. Good luck, Gabe.
Yes.
Pitch here from Fanning, and it's on the
Nice.
inside. Gets a swing there. Count 0-1. Cooper Harris, who's 0 for 1 this afternoon. He popped up over to the second baseman, Tyson Corio, in his first at-bat. And taking a little time now getting back in the box, and Fanning fires the 0-1, and this is hit right back at Fanning, gets away from him, and instead, Corio will pick it up and toss on to first for out number 3. So a quick 1-2-3 inning for Hollis Fanning. And if he's pitching this way, might as well see him come out for the top of the 5th and the 6th. Gabe, you mentioned he had 2 more innings in him.
I think he does. He mentioned some arm pain in the first inning, but I think he got through it.
No Advil for him, as you
Nope,
mentioned.
nope.
So bottom of the 4th coming up when we return here on the Crawdads Streaming Network. It's 2-0 Arroyo Seco Saints leading the Crawdads, but the Crawdads will be up to bat and try to change things here. Back here in Danville, California, bottom of the fourth. The Crawdads trail by just 2 runs. It's 2-0 Saints.
I mean, you guys are putting.
Dads will be up to bat. It's going to be Donnelly, Tears, and King. We'll see what Joey Donnelly, who's been the catcher today for the Crawdads, is able to do. Want to thank Gabe Tanner for coming up here in the booth with us. That was fun for bottom of the third and the top of the fourth, and try to keep doing that with some of these Crawdads players as we move along with the rest of this summer. And Donnelly listens to the walk-up music, steps into the batter's box, and the lefty Donnelly is ready to do battle. Donnelly did have a hit to left back in the second. He's 1 for 1. And the first pitch to Donnelly, he takes here on the outer half, and it misses in the count 1-0.
Yeah, it's been fun to really get to know these players a little more. We're trying to start a series where Crawdads fans, you get to know your players more as people too, because they're more than just the number on their jersey. There's some fun guys on this team.
There's a 1-0 from Allen, misses low. On the count 2-0. Allen so far, 3 innings tossed, given up 4 hits. Has walked 2 and struck out 3. And Allen fires and taken again there by Donnelly. And that's one of the few outside strikes that we've seen called this afternoon by Ron Masso behind the plate. And the count 2-1. Hollis has gotten a few. Allen gets one there. Donnelly, a dangerous hitter here, still in the driver's seat. The 2-1. And Donnelly swings just a little late here, and it's hit foul out of play on the left side. And count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Joey Donnelly and Kavares Tears, each in their last respective at-bats, were able to knock balls out into the outfield, start a little bit of a rally. Weren't able to have any runs crossed, but hopefully trying to do that again here.
Bases loaded, weren't able to pull it off. The 2-2 pitch, and Donnelly chops this on the ground. It's going to be fielded by the pitcher, Allen, who flips on to first for out number 1. Out was a leverage count there for Donnelly for a little bit, and then unfortunately just a ground ball there fielded by Allen, and a quick out number 1. Here comes Kavares Tears. Now Tears was able to get all the way to third after getting a hit in his first at-bat, so he's 1 for 1. Unfortunately, he was not able to come home. As second straight lefty here for the Dads is in the box. The righty Allen set and fires this, a pitch that misses high and away. A little bit of movement on that. The count, a ball and no strikes with 1 out here in Danville, California. The real story of the game, 4 errors for the Crawdads thus far. This pitch is swung on a miss, and watch out there, folks. Luckily, fenced here are the bleachers as Kavares Tears had the bat get away from him. And the count even at 1-1. Kavares does have that follow through on his swing, Austin, where he comes off and he's just holding it with one hand, and that time the one hand wasn't able to do the job and hold the bat.
Yeah, that's always the one thing that people say about him is he's weak. He doesn't have that arm strength to be able to hold on to it.
Sure. Doesn't have that arm strength. I don't know who says that, but if they are saying that, we need to go find them. Oh, Tears back in after he collects the piece. And the 1-1. Kavares takes a big cut here, but fouls it back out of play, and that'll land somewhere up near the visiting Saints bus.
You know, this kind of just seems like one of those at-bats where Kavares Tears loses the bat and then he hits a ball out. It's just the Kavares Tears effect.
Yeah, he'll have as time's called here by Ron Masso, he'll have an at-bat where he'll swing, and it'll look really ugly. Like he's towing an anchor there, and then he'll connect, and it'll go about 420 feet. Oh, the 1-2 to Tears. And Tears swings, and he went after a pitch way outside. And not the kind of swing that Tears wants to put on tape there. And that's out number 2, a strikeout of Kavares Tears. Just maybe a little anxious there and trying to do too much.
Kavares Tears has been very much a 3 true outcomes hitter this summer where he'll either hit a home run, strike out, or walk. And I think It's give and take with Kavara's Tears, where you like all the power and you'll give up some of that for the strikeouts.
Oh, Matt King in the box, and the first pitch to the righty. King misses low and away, and the count 1-0. Not much wind to speak of here this afternoon in Danville. Pretty dry day, though. You can really feel the dirt and dust kicking around. And the 1-0 pitch is on the inner half for a strike. 1-1, 2 away. Crawdads so far with 3 hits. Did have the bases loaded earlier, but weren't able to convert. This pitch in there for a strike, and the count 1-2. A couple of breaking balls from Keegan Allen, and he's ahead. On deck, the number 8 hitter, Zach DeHaro. The 1-2, and King hits this high, and it's in foul territory. Running over for it is Allen, and it, fortunately for King, drops foul. Both King and Becker, or check that, both Allen and Becker ran over to field that foul ball, and
It's not Allen's ball.
I don't
he
think
might have
so
been the
either.
closest to it, but as a pitcher, it's not your job.
It's not Allen's ball. It should have been Becker all the way, and I didn't really hear Becker. We have an on-field mic to pick up some of the sound. I didn't hear Becker scream, me, me, me.
I think the only pitcher on the Crawdads whose ball that is Jack Ben Shoshan, the outfielder.
Because he's fast. The 1-2 pitch, and this is hit on the ground over to Rogers. Rogers has it, throws over to first, and that's out number 3. Crawdads not able to get anything going in the bottom of the 4th. So it is still 2-0. Top of the 5th. Coming up with the Crawdads down by 2 runs when we return here on the Crawdads Streaming Network.
Off top of the 5th inning for Arroyo Seco, third baseman number 16, Matt Marlowe.
Matt Marlowe leading off the top of the 5th. Hollis Fanning still out there for the Dads. He's been nothing short of excellent this afternoon, and the first pitch to Marlowe is hit high into left field. Moving back on it is the left fielder Brome, who leaps at the wall, and it hits off of the scoreboard. That's a big fly there for the number 9 hitter, Matt Marlowe. Marlowe gets his first homer of the summer, and he will round the bases, and it is now 3-0 Arroyo Seco Saints. So really the first mistake all day for Hollis Fanning.
Yeah, it was a get-it-in slider on the first pitch, and Marlowe didn't even hit it all that hard. It was just a big, towering fly ball. Looked off the bat like Brome had a good read on it, but the ball was hit so deep. It wasn't even hit, like I said, not hit all that hard.
So here is Connor Beakler after the big home run there. Hit off the scoreboard out and left. On deck is Max Blessinger. Marlowe having a good day, 2 for 2. As this pitch is hit the other way, high in the air, but it'll hang up for Kavara's Tears, who makes the run on it. Almost loses it at the end there, but does make the catch. And there's 1 away.
Almost trouble there for Kavaris Tears. I think he didn't read that one as well as he could have. It looked like he was going deeper off the bat, but he had to put on the Jets in the last couple seconds as the ball was hanging up.
And all of a sudden, while that ball was in the air, the wind started blowing in, so maybe caught the ball there a little bit. Beakler still without a hit, and here's Max Blessinger. Had a hit in the third. He's 1 for 2. He struck out once, first time he faced Hollis, and this pitch misses low and away.
What I love about Hollis Fanning is every single pitch right after, it's immediately back to peering over the glove.
The 1-0 pitch. This is hit on the ground over to King, who's up with it, throws on to first for the second out. And King just makes it look so easy. He had that really nice double play where he tagged the third base bag and then fired over to first. This one just an easy hop for him, gets it and up with it immediately. It's like it's a routine for him.
Yeah, absolutely. Even then, Hollis Fanning, before the batter's standing in the box even, he's peering in over the glove, waiting for the sign. He's all business when he's out on the bump. And it's so different from his personality off the field because he's so aloof when he's not playing.
Here is Cowley. And the first pitch to Cowley hits the outside black, and the lefty has to take a strike. So the count 0-1. Cowley's been on base a couple of times, once with a hit, the other an error on Jude Putz. Been the second both times as this ball is hit on the ground over to King, who's up with it, and throws to first for the third out. So the home run, the damage there for the Saints. It is 3-0 as Matt Marlowe, the number 9 hitter, was able to hit it to left field off the scoreboard. And so the Crawdads trail by 3. Once again, it is 3-0 Saints. Bottom of the 5th when we return here on the Crawdads Streaming Network. Bottom of the 5th inning. Still Keegan Allen on the mound for the Saints, who lead 3-0. Big home run from Marlowe last half inning. Give him a little insurance here. It'll be Tejero leading things off, then Jude Putz and Coleman Schmidt. So 8-9-1 for the Dads. Tejero 0 for 1 so far. This afternoon he struck out in the second. Allen has been very effective thus far. So is Hollis Fanning. Just the one mistake. Allen's just been a little better, and they had a little bit more help out there defensively than Hollis has.
Yeah, I think Hollis has had the better day overall. I think that the infield defense, especially for the Saints, has been pretty on point today.
Allen so far has thrown 4 innings, just given up 4 hits. Struck out 4 and walked 2, looking to embark upon his 5th inning of work as here comes Mr. Zach Tejero. Tejero not catching for the Crawdads this afternoon. He's the designated hitter. As back-to-back days, Austin, that the designated hitter has been the number 8 man on the lineup.
Very different batters, Zach Tejero and Kavaris Tears.
Oh, the first pitch here to Tejero, and he checks on it, but does break the plane as a slider that kind of bounces up to the catcher there. Fools him. The count 0-1. I'll see what Harris calls for here from his man Allen. Allen delivers, and this is a fastball that misses high. The count even, a ball and a strike. The Crawdads have had their chances this afternoon, have not been able to drive in any runs. Just 3 hits for each team. 4 hits, rather. 4 hits for the Dads as this pitch misses low. On the count 2-1. Oh, 2 balls and a strike. Tejero waving the bat above his head. And the pitch to the lefty, Tejero, who takes a big cut here, but comes up empty. Swings over the top of a good pitch from Allen, and the count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Crawdads with 4 hits so far. The Saints with 6. And the 4 errors for the Dads. The 2-2 pitch. This is hit on the ground over to the second baseman, Cowley, who has it over to first in time for out number 1.
Much better job of protecting the plate, though, by Zach Tejero. I think he was trying to hit it foul, but just got out a little bit too far in front there.
And he's just trying to fight a tough pitch off there. And I mean, the positive, as you said, Austin, not striking out.
Right, you put the ball in play and things will happen.
Things will happen. So here is Jude Putz. Had a tough day at shortstop for the Dads. And the first pitch to Putz, who's still looking for first official at-bat of the day. He's 0 for 0 because he walked as he takes the first pitch low and the count 1-0. I was back in the second. He was able to draw a very easy walk. The 1-0 pitch, and this misses high and in. And the count 2-0, and
I think he'd take another 4-pitch walk here.
yeah, he had a 4-pitch walk the first time. He's already ahead 2-0 here. Tejero did a good job in his last at-bat, getting in a good count early. We'll see if Putz does decide to try to put a ball in play here. The 2-0 pitch, and Jude swings, and this is fouled high and out of play to the right side, and the count 2 balls and a strike. The Crawdads come in with an overall record of 8-7 today. Did drop the game yesterday 9-6 against the visiting Riptide. Riptide will be here again tomorrow afternoon. The 2-1 pitch, and Putz hits this hard and high into center, but moving back on it is the center fielder Beakler, who has it for out number 2.
So he was able to get a good bat on that one. Just not able to do anything with it. The ball was hit hard, and it just kind of died out there. With the wind starting to blow a little more in, it's definitely for a ball hit to center field.
Yeah, it looked like he put pretty good wood on it. It just hung up maybe 15 feet before the warning track. And then obviously the obstacle you have to deal with out there in center is the huge batter's eye that acts as the center field fence. Well, the lineup card turns over. Here is Coleman Schmidt, who's 0 for 2. Struck out in the second. And the first pitch to Jude, and now check that, to Coleman Schmidt, and he check swings, something that we've seen him do
what's up with
3
that?
times now, where he's checked on a pitch and made contact that he doesn't want to make either. I mean, at this point, maybe he needs to be a little more aggressive and just swing freely. The 0-1 pitch, and another check swing, and Justin Ammett says he did not break the plate. The count even at 1-1. Quick appeal down to first. The umpire on the bases today, Justin Ammett, Ron Mosso behind the plate. Just 2 because this is not a in-division game. The 1-1 pitch, this misses high and in. Having to lean out of the way was Coleman Schmidt. And the pitch from Allen, and Schmidt hits this back up the middle. Attempting to make a dive there was Rogers, but far out of his reach. And Schmidt now 1 for 3, a positive sign. And anytime Schmidt is on first base, he has a chance to go take second.
Yeah, a single for Coleman Schmidt is almost like a double sometimes. With you know, some guys can turn doubles into triples. Coleman Schmidt turns singles into doubles just with his speed.
He's such a demon out there, and I mean, He's an absolute thief. So he's got his lead off of first here with Tyson Corio, who's 0 for 1, has walked today. Up at the plate, Corio fouls his back above the backstop into the cage. And the count 0-1. A good thing for Schmidt on that last at-bat for him where he was able to register that hit. He got ahead in the count, saw a pitch he liked, and just hit it back up the middle. The count 0-1 here to Tyson Corio. This pitch misses away. The count, a ball and a strike. There's 2 outs, but the Crawdads have Schmidt over at first. And the 1-1 pitch here. This misses away once again. The count 2-1. Harris has looked good behind the plate. Hasn't really had a whole lot of trouble to deal with. Hasn't let any balls get past him. Corio ahead, 2 balls and a strike here. Schmidt waving the arm just off of first. Allen sets and then fires, and this is a screamer down the right field line, but foul. And the count 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Right over the head of manager Cummings, but he was unfazed.
It's amazing. He'll stand there and just watch it come right
crazy.
in, and he just, okay, not a big deal. Oh, count even at 2-2. And the pitch. Here it is. This is hit on the ground, and it's going to be taken by the second baseman, Cowley, who flips over to first in time for out number 3. So the Crawdads do get Schmidt aboard. He had a hit into center, but that was all, and it is still 3-0. So bottom half, or rather, check that, top half of the 6 coming up when we return here on the Crawdads Streaming Network. Top of the 6th inning, a lot to say here with Austin Oda. Hollis Fanning still on the mound. He's had 3 runs cross on his watch, but the 4 errors really have hurt the Crawdads today. Hollis Fanning does have one of them. He's on a move over to first, but he's looked really good, Austin.
Yeah, his stuff has been fantastic. His fastball has been jumping. He has consistently the hardest fastball on this Crawdads roster. And the slider has been nasty. He tried to get one in for a first pitch strike in the last inning and hung it a little bit. But other than that, really no mistakes from Hollis Fanning. 3 runs, only one of them earned.
Yeah, a big home run. But like you said, the only mistake. So it's 4, 5, and 6 for the Saints, who are up 3-0. Wong in the box. The first pitch to Wong, and he hits this on the ground. Takes a few bounces, foul down the first base line in the count 0-1. And that's what Hollis Fanning has been doing all day. He's just been getting ahead of seemingly everybody he's faced. And the 0-1 pitch here. This is hit on the ground, this time to the other side down the third base line. So a foul down the first base line. Now a foul ball down the third base line, and it's 0-2 to Wong. Wong hit into a double play in the third. Did have an RBI single in the first, so he's 1 for 2. The 0-2 pitch here from Hollis, and this is fouled back into the fencing, and the count stays 0-2. So far, Fanning has given up that home run, but he struck out 4. And I think what's so great for Hollis Fanning through the first 21 he's faced, he hasn't walked anybody. The 0-2, and this misses low and in. And the count, a ball and 2 strikes.
So with the 4 strikeouts, you could say he's fanning batters with ease.
You could say that. The 1-2 pitch, and this misses low. But he really is. I mean, all jokes aside, he's been just pounding the strike zone. 52 strikes to just 17 balls. Pitch number 70 on the way from Fanning. The 2-2 pitch, and this is fouled over into the dugout of the Crawdads.
Manager Cummings likes to keep his pitchers at about 75 pitches through 4 innings, and this is the second time we've seen a starter this summer go past that 4-inning threshold, and both times we've been really impressed by them.
Yeah, treated to gems, Fleming, and this time Fanning. The 2-2, and this is fought off at the plate, hit out of play to the right side, and the count stays 2-2. So a long at bat here.
Whoever this lefty is in the Saints bullpen has missed his catcher about 3 or 4 times, and the spotter has had to go deep into left field.
2-2 pitch, and this is chopped on the ground. A attempted diving stop there by King. Instead, it's fielded by Putz, and he throws out long over at first.
It's a nice play by Jude Putz.
Had to see where the ball was. There's a bunch of dust kicked up, and I was, who has that one? And it was Jude Putz, so able to make a play there for Jude, and there's one away. That was a long at-bat, 9 pitches. And Becker hits this, the first pitch he sees of the at-bat, out into left field. Now Becker on board with a 1-out single. Becker now 1 for 3.
Really nice piece of hitting going the other way off that hard fanning fastball. It's exactly what you want to do with it.
The Saints shortstop, Jordan Rogers, now in the box, 0 for 2. And had a glove thrown up in the air earlier. First pitch to Rogers, and that's a fastball down the pipe that Rogers, for some reason, doesn't pull the trigger on. Jordan Rogers down 0-1. Good first pitch there from Hollis Fanning, but kind of had hit me written all over it. 0-1 pitch here. This is hit back to Fanning into his glove, and he tosses to first. It's a double play. Hollis Fanning, the cat-like reactions and agility there out on the mound. So, after the top of the 6th, it is 3-0 Saints, but the Dad's still in this. Bottom of the 6th when we return. Dad's up to bat here on the Crawdads Streaming Network. All right, back here in Danville, California, bottom of the 6th. There's a new pitcher for the Arroyo Seco Saints. It's Jacob Widener, the senior over at Oral Roberts University. This is his second appearance of the summer. Still has not surrendered an earned run. His last appearance was all the way back on June 15th, so 10 days ago. That was at home for the Saints in Pasadena against the San Luis Obispo Blues. Unfortunately for the Saints, that was an 11-3 loss. And the loss did go to Widener. Widener has walked 3, given up 1 hit. I'll have to go back and check that line as to how he got the loss, especially with them at home. So the day for Keegan Allen is over. He went 5 innings, gave up 5 hits, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, faced 20. So Widener has to deal with the leadoff hitter, Ryan Brome here. First pitch to Brome, drills Brome right between the shoulder blades, right on the top of that number 11 on the back of the jersey. And Brome is now over at first. Wears it like a man does Brome, and he says he's okay.
The Dads dugout loving it.
Jeez. That was a fastball that just drilled him. So here's the number 4 hitter, Brian DeRoff. Crawdads down by 3. It's 3-0 Arroyo Seco, the boys from Pasadena. And the lefty Widener hitting the first man that he faces out of the pen. Oh, the pitch here from Widener, and kind of a sidearm delivery there. He misses inside to the righty DeRoff.
Well, I mentioned last inning that Widener, when he was in the bullpen, was all over the place. He threw 3 balls into left field that their catcher had to go out and get during the game.
Widener, very low set, below the belt. Now up with it, and fires here. This bounces up to Harris, and the count 2-0. Widener, much like Hollis Fanning, a very tall pitcher. He's 6'7". Lets that arm hang. Runner on first, it's Brome. The 2-0 pitch, Brome goes to second. He'll have it easily. A pitch called a strike there from Widener, so a good pitch on the inner half, but Brome takes second with ease, and there's a runner in scoring position for the Dads, with that long, elongated delivery there from Widener. Very easy for someone with the speed of Brome to get a good read and take the bag.
Yeah, it's a long leg kick and with no real check on Brome at first.
Oh, Brome off of second. DeRoff in the driver's seat. Count 2-1 here. The lefty delivers to DeRoff, and he takes high and away, and the count 3 balls and a strike, nobody out.
I think it's pretty obvious that if the Dads are going to attack, this is the guy they're going to attack. He's wild. He hasn't really been able to find the zone, and when he has that one strike, it was right down the pipe.
Oh. 3 balls and a strike. DeRoff sees the pitch and takes here all the way. Looking to get an easy walk was Brian DeRoff. Instead, it was a fastball about belt high over the outer half, and the count full, 3-2. Crawdads will be back at it tomorrow. Hope to see you here on Sunday at noon against the OC Riptide. Lost to the Riptide to the Dads yesterday, 9-6, so a chance for some revenge tomorrow. The 3-2 pitch, and this is on the inner half for a called third strike. DeRoff was ready to toss the bat and trot on over to first, but he's punched out looking.
It's a pitch that hasn't been there all day. It's been such a really nice zone, and it's been small, if anything. So it's just surprising to see that called a strike.
Oh, here is Joey Donnelly, the catcher for the Dads this afternoon. Donnelly had a hit to left in the second and grounded out in the fourth. So he's 1 for 2. The first pitch to Donnelly, and lefty Widener misses wildly in the dirt. Good job smothering it there by Cooper Harris, the backstop for the Saints. But the count 1-0 to the very dangerous Joey Donnelly with the imposing power bat of Kavara's Tears on deck and just 1 away. Brome has his lead off of second. Widener looks back now, fires, and misses outside here. 2 straight misses after striking out Brian DeRoff. And the count 2 balls and no strikes. The wind really has picked up here in the last inning and a half. Starting to blow in, but Donnelly's got so much power. He can get it out just about anywhere. Widener looks back to second. Looks back again, and the pitch. 2-0 misses outside. Count 3 balls and no strikes. So, Austin 3-0. Does Donnelly have the green light here?
No, not with Kavara's Tears standing on deck, and not with how wild Widener has been so far today.
I'm in accordance with that. I agree. Think he's taking the 3-0 pitch to Donnelly, and he does take inside. Has to get out of the way of a pitch that's offline there from Widener, and that's a walk. Oh, Brome got to first and then stole second, but the reason he was on first was because he got drilled by a pitch from Widener. Now, Donnelly draws a walk, and here's Kavara's Tears. So a really uncompetitive matchup there for Widener, and already the pitching coach here for Arroyo Seco coming out to go try to settle his big lefty down, and now the entire infield's coming in. There are 2 runners on, but I'm still kind of not sure why this has to happen.
Yeah,
every
I know you're
time.
not a big fan of this. It confuses me. I think, especially at this level, infielders know what they're doing with the baseball. They know where they're going when the ball's hit to them, and the outfielders feel left out.
Yeah, the outfielders get to just stand out there, and they're kind of slowly walking in and then lumbering around out there. It's a hot day. I don't blame them for kind of not wanting to expend a lot of energy out there unless they have to, but
and it's always awkward when you're an outfielder because it's like, do I go over and say hi to my teammate? Do I leave? And then the mound visit ends, and you're like, okay, I got to go back to actually doing my job.
So Ron Masso goes out there, breaks the whole thing up, says the powwow's over here, boys, and we got to get back to baseball. So here's Kavara's Tears, 2 runners on. Kavara's Tears, the tying run, now stepping into the batter's box after he straps the gloves up. Donnelly reaches with a walk. Brome on second after getting hit by a pitch.
And I think Tears has to be sure not to get too trigger happy here. This is something he does a lot. We saw it against the Kings the other day after 4 straight walks. He swung first pitch.
Lefty against lefty here, and Widener delivers to Tears. Tears takes low. Oh, that is a very liberal strike call as Kavara's Tears walks away, turns his back.
That ball was in the other batter's box. It was in the dirt in the other batter's box.
It was low and away, and prematurely I called it a ball. It's been called a ball all day, and the count 1-0, so Tears going to have to try to get over that, and he's down 0-1. The second pitch to Kavara's Tears, he rips through this one, not able to make contact. It's a pitch on the outer half, and the count 0-2. Tears is 1 for 2 today. Did have a hit, but then he also struck out. And he's in danger of doing the same here. Widener peers in, taking a long time to get the sign from Harris. And time is called.
I just feel bad for Kavara's Tears. He's a guy that runs a lot of momentum, and when you see that first pitch that's way outside, now he's going to try to fix that automatically, and that's why he swung and missed so poorly on the next pitch.
The 0-2 to Kavara's Tears, and he goes after one low and away and bounces in the dirt. Tears is struck out. Tears still not happy about that first pitch call. Takes a third glance over and chirps over to Ron Masso, and he will pound the bat into the ground as he heads into the dugout. So, Crawdads still have 2 runners on, but there's 2 away here, and here's Matt King.
And I don't think you can blame Tears for his frustrations. That's at bat got taken out of his hand.
Now, King has been on base once today. That was in the second, made it all the way to second base. First pitch to King, and this is a fastball down the pipe for strike 1. The Crawdads were very aggressive yesterday, early in the count, as well as obviously against the West Coast Kings a couple days ago. Trying to go deeper into some at-bats here. The 0-1 pitch to King, and he checks this swing. This bounces away from Harris. Both runners will advance by 1 station. There are now 2 runners in scoring position. Brome up to third.
And I think that's big because with how wild Widener is, if there's another wild pitch in this spot, that's another run, or the first run, and I think that would be huge for the Dads. And also, Matt King, who's starting to see the ball a lot better. If he's able to get one to the outfield, that's 2 runs with Donnelly on second.
Count even at 1-1. Brome at third, Donnelly at second. And the pitch takes it high, does King, in the count 2 balls and a strike. King doesn't mind working a walk if he has to. Seen the Dads load the bases before. He's ahead 2-1. On deck, the designated hitter, Zach DeHaro. The 2-1 to King, and he goes after this pitch and fouls it back over the cage and over the bleachers, and the count 2-2. Fencing here is pretty high. Hit that near the handle of the bat and just popped up out of play. A 2-2 pitch with 2 outs upcoming from Widener. The 2-2 to King. Here it is, and King takes inside, and that misses. And the count 3-2. Harris kind of had to scramble there to make sure it doesn't get away. Already seen him let one get by him. That helped the Crawdads get 2 runners in scoring position.
Yeah, that was a really nice block by him. He's had a really good day back there, apart from that one wild pitch a couple pitches ago.
He was great for Keegan Allen. Widener having a little more trouble than his fellow pitcher. The 3-2 pitch, this is beat into the ground, and it bounces over to the shortstop. Rogers, who throws to first and beats the speedy King for the 3rd out. The Crawdads threaten again, but they leave 2 men out there on 2nd and 3rd. Both got on with a walk and a hit by pitch. And King, unfortunately, not able to drive them home. It is still 3-0 Saints. Top of the 7th coming up. Austin Oda back on the play-by-play for all you Crawdads fans here on the Crawdads Streaming Network.
Welcome back here to Danville, California, the top of the 7th inning. Austin Oda along to say, glad you're joining us. The Crawdads in a little bit of a struggle so far today. It's 3-0. Very easily could be a 1-0 game, but 3 errors by Jude Putz at shortstop have allowed 2 unearned runs to cross. Hollis Fanning back out for the 7th inning of work. We've seen one other dad go 7 this summer. That was Ryan Fleming. But Hollis Fanning now back out. First pitch he throws in the 7th is a changeup swung on and missed by Jeff Bowser. 0-1. Haven't seen much of that changeup, but when he's thrown it, it's been nice.
He tried dropping one in earlier in the 1st or the 2nd for a strike on the inner half and didn't get the call.
Win picking up as the 0-1 is a slider that's swung on and missed, 0-2.
But Fanning looks, I mean, it looks like a major leaguer today, or a very high-level D1 player with the way he's pitching and just the stamina he's showing out there.
The 0-2. Fastball on the carpet to 3rd. King picks it up on the forehand, fires over to 1st in time. 5-3 put out for the 1st out of the inning. And you mentioned he looks like a high D1 player. I mean, Tennessee's not a bad school to play your ball at.
SEC and national juggernaut Tennessee. The 2 Tennessee players on this team, Hollis Fanning and the other Kavaras twos, 2 outstanding ball players and 2 outstanding young men.
Cooper Harris now the hitter, the catcher. Swings through a slider over the outside, 0-1. Three to nothing the score. The Saints of Arroyo Seco leading the Dads here on the top of the 7th inning. Fanning delivers the 0-1. Fastball over the outside, 0-2.
Beautiful pitch. He don't care.
I mean, why take him out of this game? Ben Clark's warming up right now, but I want to see Fanning go all 9. The hitter right now is all the way into the green, and Fanning is still peering over his glove. He's locked and loaded. He's ready. The 0-2. Fastball over the outside that misses down low, 1-2.
But that last pitch from Fanning, not the one that just missed in the dirt, but the previous one, I mean, that was a fastball that was center cut. He just blew it by him.
The 1-2. Slider misses low, 2-2. Almost got Harris to chase, but couldn't get him to fish.
I wonder if these Saints hitters are kind of telling themselves, I cannot go after that slider because I can't get it. It's going to be a swing and a miss.
Even in the count 2-2, Fanning shakes away his catcher now. He's ready. Finds the sign he wants. The 2-2. Chopper, third base side, foul. Harris so far on the day 0 for 2. Hit the ball to second both times, a pop-up and a ground out. Fanning peers in. The big righty delivers. Fastball over the outside, strike 3 looking. Harris goes down. He's complaining, but that pitch was right there.
I was right there. Just a vicious fastball there from Hollis Fanning, and I believe that was his 84th pitch thrown. He's looking just so good with 65 strikes.
First pitch. Off the fist, Corio ranges over to his left. He's up with it and throws to first in time. Hollis Fanning. Man, he is on it today. 7th inning complete. We'll head to the bottom of the 7th. 3-0 the score. The Crawdads trail here on the Crawdads Streaming Network. Bottom of the 7th inning here in Danville, California. The new pitcher on the bump for the Saints is Cole Dale, the right-handed pitcher out of UC San Diego. 5 2/3 innings so far this summer, has pitched to the tune of a 3.17 ERA in 2 games. 5 2/3 innings, 7 Ks, 3 walks allowed. His last appearance came about a week ago against the Conejo Oaks, where he went 4 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, 4 strikeouts. 6'2" righty, 205-pounder. Donning the number 24, he'll be facing 8-9-1 in this Dad's lineup. Zach Tejero, Jude Putz, Coleman Schmidt.
Taking a long time to warm up here.
It's taking a long time to warm up.
Coming out of the pen, he should already be warm. Let's go.
I usually get through that whole spiel in it. I'm right over the first pitch, but
Off the bottom of the 7th inning.
it's just trying to make it difficult for us.
Hitter number 20, Zach Tejero.
And now Cole Dale tying the shoe. He's
Oh,
tying
my
his
goodness.
cleats. Oh, boy. Maybe this is all part of the strategy here coming
Absolutely.
out of the pen. It's the mystique.
Zach Tejero, the leadoff batter, 0 for 2, a strikeout and a ground out. The long left-handed batter, hands held high below his ear. First pitch he sees is a fastball up and away. 1-0.
So even with Widener on the mound, the Crawdads were not able to crack the scoreboard. It's going to be tougher against Dale, you would think.
The 1-0. Chopper, first base side, off the leg of Tejero, and that one stings.
Ouch. And Tejero doesn't wear any leg armor. I mean, he don't even wear any batting gloves either.
Yeah, Tejero's your old school player. but he's in pain right now.
I asked him if he was always a no-gloves guy. He said he tried it a few times when he was younger. Never liked it because he can't get a feel for the bat. He says, I do pay for it sometimes, though.
The 1-1. Tejero takes down low. I like the old school guys. I think they're more fun to watch. They usually play with a lot more grit. The 2-1. Slider over the outside edge, 2-2.
Good pitch there. Tejero wisely doesn't offer at it because you can't really do much with that pitch.
Count is even at 2. Dale delivers. Slider, this one misses outside, 3-2.
Tried going to that same spot.
I think Tejero would benefit from a walk here if he's unable to put the ball in play and get it between some defenders. Dale does struggle a little bit with the walk, 3 in under 6 innings. The 3-2. Chopper up the middle, high. Cowley's got it on a big hop. He will fire high to first, but up with it is Becker. Second time that Tejero is chopped out to second base.
Kind of an uncharacteristic throw over there from Cowley. It was high. Luckily, it didn't get over the first baseman's head, but just a tough way to go down for Tejero. And the dads need to start getting men on base again, but they gotta start putting some balls where the defenders aren't.
Jude Putz has had 2 good at bats. He worked a walk and then lined out in his last at bat. He fouls this one off to the right, 0-1.
And that line out was, it was hit very hard, and the wind kind of kept it in here, and kept it from bouncing off the wall.
Wind blowing out to left field now. The 0-1 is over the outside edge with a slider, 0-2. Really, if you're the Crawdads, you have to get Jude Putz on here for the top of the lineup. You don't want them to be hitting with 2 outs. The 0-2, fastball over the outside edge, but just misses a little outside. 1-2. Tough take from Putz.
I wonder if Dale's now going to go to that same spot but with the slider instead.
The 1-2. Slider chopped over third, but foul.
And he tried that. That's exactly where Harris was setting up. Unfortunately, he left that a little too much over the heart of the plate, and Putz able to fight it off.
That leaked a little too far in. Still well ahead in 1-2. 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. 3-0. The Crawdads trail the Arroyo Seco Saints. The 1-2. Putz. Hits it foul off to the right. Stays alive.
All I think that Jude Putz needs is some sustained playing time, and the game will start to really settle down for him, especially out there on the infield.
He's another one of these guys that hasn't played really game action in over a year. The 1-2, fastball inside, 2-2. That was a better pitch than the first pitch to Guevara's Tears. That was a better pitch than the 3-2 to Brian Duroff.
I'll tell you what, if Hollis Fanning throws that, it's a strike. But he earned that.
Absolutely. Still no one warming up in the Dads bullpen, so maybe Hollis Fanning will come out for another frame. The 2-2, down and away, 3-2. So from 0-2 to 3-2 goes Jude Putz. Coleman Schmidt, the leadoff batter, the center fielder, waits on deck.
Putz will be sitting fastball here, but he's got to be ready to react to a slider just in case.
Dale peers over, his 3-2. Fastball chopped foul behind the plate. Putz staying alive.
You mentioned Dale, the 3 walks. A little bit of trouble. That pretty much the only blemish on his stat line so far this summer. At risk of putting Putz on here.
The payoff pitch one more time. Outside and low. Good at bat by Jude Putz. Nets the Dads a base runner.
Just had a feeling he was going to try to go back out there, and I think he was a little hesitant because he leaked that last slider that he threw in, and this time just misses too far and away with it. Oh, good, really good at-bat by Jude Putz, not being an easy out there, especially after being down in the count.
Yeah, he definitely needed that one. The second time he's walked today. We'll bring up the top of the lineup in Coleman Schmidt, who is 1 for 3. He chopped a single through the middle last time up, also struck out and tapped out to the first baseman. We'll see Dale work from the set now. First pitch, fastball up and in. Wonder if Putz will run from first here. Might not want to give up an out, but with Dale on the mound, big leg kick. Putz gets a good read. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes. 1-0 to Schmidt. Dale sets below the belt. Fires. Schmidt swings through an off-speed pitch, 1-1.
Big cut there from Schmidt, just comes up empty. And, yeah, about Putz maybe taking off for second. Definitely see him doing that. And to draw 2 walks as the number 9 hitter, that's pretty productive at the plate.
1-1 the count. Dale sets, delivers, off-speed pitch up, 2-1. Dale taking a walk around the mound, trying to reset. Always difficult working from the stretch after starting in the windup, and that's why a lot of relievers especially will work from exclusively from stretch. Dale, a multi-inning guy, sets, delivers. Fastball over the outside, 2-2.
Now, Schmidt has had a real problem with the check swings this game. Every at-bat, at least one. This time he doesn't make contact with it, luckily for Schmidt and the Dads. But swing or don't, I think, for Schmidt right now.
2-2. Dale delivers. Chopper to short. In the hole. Marlowe's going to be up with it. He's going to go to second for 1, but that's the only out he'll get. Schmidt beats it out at first.
It's a good aggressive slide in there by Jude Putz. Obviously not trying to get into the body of Cowley, but still making a really good attempt at the bag there and forces Cowley to his right and can't deliver on to first. So Crawdads stay alive in the inning.
Manager Brent Cummings out to top.
Did the cleat tap the bag before Cowley got over there? And now there's actually going to be a conversation between Justin Ammett and Ron Mosso.
I actually think that Cowley might have been in front of the base and that Putz wasn't able to get all the way to second, and that could be some sort of interference. They're going to call him out. I think Manager Cummings just wanted to check to be sure.
Stay with the out call. We've seen one call reversed this summer against the Dads and one against the Dads, and in 2 years I still haven't seen one get reversed in favor of the Crawdads. So maybe that'll change this summer. Who knows?
Tyson Corio, the left-handed batter, actually the switch hitter. He's 0 for 2 today with a walk. First pitch. Fly ball left center into the gap, but ranging over is Beakler, and he'll be under it to make the catch for the 3rd out of the inning. So the Dads get a runner on base after the Jude Putz walk, but they strand Schmidt at first. Led to the top of the 8th. 3-0 the score here on the Crawdads streaming network. Top of the 8th inning, and guess what? Hollis Fanning still on the bump, and why not? He just had what might have been his best inning in the game so far. He got a strikeout and 2 soft groundouts. He'll be back out to face the top of the lineup, the 4th time these guys are seeing Hollis Fanning. Connor Beakler, Max Blessinger, and Drew Cowley.
I haven't really come up with any answers yet for the problems that Fanning has posed from the mound, and I wonder if the 4th time will be any different.
So he's thrown 6 innings in his 2 years at Tennessee and has thrown 7 already today. First pitch is grounded over the third base bag, past the dive of King and into left field. Beakler's going to try to get 2. Brome is up and throwing, and he slips and tumbles with the ball. And I don't know if he would have been able to get the runner at second either way. It looked to me like Beakler actually missed the first base bag.
I don't think he was going to be able to throw him out there. I think he was just trying to get it in as quickly as possible over in the general direction of Puts and second baseman Corio, but a double.
So Beakler at second, Blessinger the hitter, 1 for 3 on the day, a ground out, a strikeout, and a single. First pitch, showing bunt, misses inside, gets off the umpire. Donnelly's going to be up, and he will not throw. So a pass ball for Donnelly.
Good decision by Donnelly not to throw the ball there either.
I think he got crossed up on that one. He'll go out to talk to Fanning about it.
I think that's exactly what happened. The pitch was not where he wanted it or was expecting it to be. And really, I mean, Hollis Fanning has had such a dominant start this afternoon. It's a shame he's down by 3.
Donnelly walks back behind the plate. Fanning back on top of the hill. Infield's going to come in for the Dads here with Blessinger. Three to nothing the score here in the top of the 8th. Fanning sets below the belt. He's ready. 1-0. Fastball. Misses up. 2-0.
Maybe a little up, a little out. Been a good pitch for Fanning. The infield in here.
2-0. Fastball inside. 3-0. Frustrating for Fanning to have 2 pitches that are really close to the zone and have them called balls. Is inside again, ball 4.
And that just might be some fatigue setting in, but we'll see. I mean, pretty much his really first bad at bat that Hollis Fanning's been involved in, and I don't know. I think he still wants to go. Obviously, pitcher, he wants to stay out there, but there is a little bit of throwing down in the bullpen right now for the Dads.
Yeah, Seth Higdon up in the Crawdads bullpen right now, but Hollis Fanning, the Dads pitching coach, and Joey Donnelly all out to the mound. Runners are going to be on first and third. If you're in this situation, middle infield, do you go for 2 or do you try to cut the run off at the plate?
I think you got to cut the run off at the plate. I think you have to be extremely aggressive here. Try to do everything you can to get that out, and then worry about what happens after. You do not want to go down 4-0 here towards the end of the game.
Yeah, I think the Dads have to feel that they've kind of been one big hit away from bringing this one back.
Well, they've had the tying run to the plate a few times. They've had the bases loaded. So it's just been breaking through that has been so tough for Walnut Creek.
So first and third for Drew Cowley. The middle infield is playing double play depth. They're playing about halfway. Pickoff move to first. It's close. Had Blessinger leaning, but a high throw on the left part of the bag. Duroff had to come back and make the tag.
Middle infielders double play, set up for it, and then King in on the infield grass.
First pitch to Cowley. There's another pickoff move back to first. Back in safely, but closer this time is Blessinger. Fanning below the belt. Pickoff move again, and back in again safely is Blessinger.
That one was really close.
Third time, almost a charm. 3 runs on 7 hits, no errors.
You never see it anymore, but a pitch out would be interesting here.
First pitch, Blessinger does run. The pitch is high. Throw to second is in time. He got him. Joey Donnelly, the second time today, he's thrown out a base runner. That one was on the money.
Wasn't a pitch out there, but it was a pitch that was very high, and it was incredibly easy for Donnelly to take that ball out of the mitt and fire a fastball over to second. Great tag there, too.
So 1-0 the count to Cowley, and this pitch misses low, 2-0. The 2-0. Line drive into right field, a base hit. Cowley puts another run on the board. RBI single for Cowley, his second knock of the day, and it's 4-0.
A good piece of hitting there by Cowley. A really nice sequence earlier by Donnelly to get the out at second. Unfortunately, Cowley able to come through there in the clutch.
Now Matt Wong. First pitch, way outside.
Wong's already hit into a double play in this game.
So now 4-0 the score. Pitch comes in and hits him, but it looked like he got off the knob of the bat.
Yeah,
Foul ball.
off the bat, and kind of heard that up here from our field mic. Sounded like it maybe damaged the handle of the bat a little bit. Not that normal baseball to wood sound.
So now 1-1 the count. Cowley on first. 1-1. Slider, looper. Pop up on the infield. Puts under it. He'll make the catch. It'll bring up Nathan Becker, who's 1 for 3 on the day. A single, a strikeout, and a ground out.
Yeah, a little bit of everything for him.
Big left-handed batter. Wearing number 44, Cowley gets a short lead off first. Fanning delivers. Fastball popped up left side. It'll drift foul, 0-1.
Well, Fanning in his 8th inning of work, and think this is it for him after this?
I think so. He's out laboring a little bit. The 0-1 slider. That one didn't. That one looked like it could have been the first pitch of the game.
That was a beauty down in the dirt and completely fooled the hitter. Becker.
Way ahead in the count, 0-2. Fanning sets below the belt. Here it comes. Fastball blasted into deep right center. Tears going back, and this ball just dies on the track. A couple steps in front of the track. Tears makes the catch. So Hollis Fanning gets through 8 frames today. 4-0 the score when we head to the bottom of the 8th here on the Crawdads Streaming Network. Cole Dale back on the mound for his second inning of work. He'll be facing Ryan Brome, Brian Duroff, and Joey Donnelly. The Dads still being shut out here late into this game.
Yeah, tough after such a great start by Hollis Fanning, but as you said, Austin, it's 4-0. The Saints have, you know what, it's just been fewer mistakes for the Saints.
4 runs on 8 hits and no errors for the Saints. For the Dads, no runs on 4 hits, 4 errors. First pitch to Brome, misses low, 1-0. Second time this season that the Dads have had as many errors as runs and hits. The 1-0. Brome takes down low again, 2-0.
And if I'm correct, the other was against Healdsburg.
I believe so. 2 runs on 3 hits and 5 errors.
That big 16-2 loss.
That was painful. It was not a fun one. 2-0 to Brome. Takes down low and again. 3-0. A walk is a good sign here for the Dads. A walk to Ryan Brome. I don't know if we've heard that one before. The 3-0. Maybe a little premature. No, that ball called ball 4. This zone was so consistent early on, and now not so much. Ryan Brome takes walks. Water is wet.
Yeah, he'll water is wet.
But even that's up in the air right now. That's a confusing one.
Brome. Yeah, how many walks is that for him in the last 3 games? It's more than 6.
It's a lot.
I know that.
I think that's his 7th in the last 3 games.
That's 7.
And he's up to 18 on the season, I believe. First pitch to big righty Brian Duroff. This catches the inside corner, 0-1.
A good pitch there, and Duroff smartly just lets it by. Pitch had double play written all over it.
The 0-1 to Duroff. Fastball blasted into the right center gap. Will it drop? It will not. It'll hang up for Blessinger to make the catch. Looked good off the bat, but now the wind blowing straight in, doing no favors.
It's pretty strong. It's a strong gust of wind that's coming in, and you see the American flag out there in right center, almost straight out.
So now Joey Donnelly, the catcher today, who's looked much more comfortable behind the plate than he had earlier in the season. He's 1 for 2 with a walk on the day, had a productive day at the plate. First pitch up and away.
Actually looks pretty natural out there, too.
Throwing 2 base runners out.
Yeah.
One and 0 to Donnelly, the left-handed hitter out of Cal. Ground ball to short. This could be 2. Short for 1. Cowley on to first in time. 6-4-3, a double play. The Dads get a runner on base, but this story has been told a couple times this game. They go down without scoring, 4-0, led to the top of the 9th here on the Crawdads streaming network. Top of the 9th inning, a new arm for the Dads. It's big Seth Higdon, who has had a tremendous summer so far for the Crawdads. Higdon, 5 innings of work, actually 6 innings of work, 8 strikeouts. Higdon has been tremendous. Only 2 hits, 0.00 reads his ERA.
Yeah, perfect number for a pitcher. And Higdon's just, he's got a good fastball that he likes to use, obviously, early in the count, gets ahead of a lot of guys, but just seems that he's so tough to figure out for a lot of the batters he's faced.
Higgy last year at Incarnate Word really struggled, actually, somewhat surprisingly. An 8.06 ERA, 25 Ks in 22 innings, 12 walks, 5 home runs allowed. He's really good at the start of the season, allowing just 4 runs through his first 8 appearances, and then kind of blew up on him after that. But he has been the bullpen ace this summer for the Dads. And he'll be facing Jordan Rogers, Jeff Bowser, and Cooper Harris, the 6, 7, 8 spot.
You think we can say that the 2 best pitchers on the roster through today?
I think the guys that have been the most impressive this summer, at least. Higdon working from the windup. First pitch, fastball, misses away. Still yet to walk a batter this season is Seth Higdon. The 1-0. Swung on and missed with a fastball. Actually foul tipped into the glove of Donnelly, 1-1. I think Seth Higdon making a name for himself in the CCL this summer, as is Hollis Fanning. Could say the same about Colson Abel as the 1-1. Fastball misses up and away.
Yeah, Fleming as well.
Yeah, Ryan Fleming, that start against Solana was, I think, the best we've seen this summer, even including Hollis Fannings today. 2-1 the count. Higdon working from the windup. Here it comes. Slider misses down and in. 3-1.
If that's just a little higher, that's a definite strike.
So now the 3-1. Higgy in danger of walking his first batter this summer. Instead, he gets a ground ball right back to him. It kicks off of his shin. He'll power feed to first in time. Nice recovery from Seth Higdon.
Easy money for Seth out there. Makes the kick save and then scoops it up and easy little flip.
Mixing soccer and baseball a little bit. Apparently Gabe Tanner's a really good soccer player.
I can see it.
Self-proclaimed, at least. That'll bring up Jeff Bowser, the DH, who's 0 for 3 today, reached on an error and scored a run, has also struck out and grounded out. First pitch, a fastball on the bottom half of the zone, 0-1. The 0-1. Slider. I mean, that was one of the worst swings I've seen this summer.
That is
the worst swing I've seen this summer.
That is the ugliest. Yeah. And on a nasty slider, low and away.
The 0-2 goes back to that slider, gets a chopper to third. Matt King on 2 hops, fires to first in time for the second out of the inning. Two outs in the inning. Cooper Harris now at the plate, the catcher. He himself is 0 for 3 with a strikeout.
But he's been really good behind the plate. And we apologize for that. Our on-field mic picked that up, and some frustration down there in the Saints dugout.
Not sure why. They're up 4-0. First pitch to Harris. Slider down, 1-0. I don't know what's up with that one.
A 4-0 game. Frustrating probably to swing and miss on that big slider.
Maybe he heard us making fun of him. Higdon's 1-0. Fastball misses outside and maybe a little down, 2-0. Higdon tosses the rosin a bit. The 2-0. Fastball up, 3-0. 2 3-ball counts in this inning for Higgy.
Yeah, not much of a problem on the last one, but here he's got to fire a strike. Dad's down by 4. Try to keep it here.
3-0 is right down the middle, 3-1. There's some guys where if they throw 3 balls, they have trouble feeding the middle of the zone. Seth Higdon does not have that problem.
No, and it's not the prototypical get-me-over fastball either. I mean, he located it really well.
3-1. Fastball again, fouled off to the right. So it's come all the way back from 3-0 to 3-2.
And the last 2 pitches, they have caught a healthy amount of the plate, but they've been right around the knees. So try to get it out of here with all the wind. You really got to put some mega power behind it.
So now 3-2, the payoff pitch from Higdon to Harris. Here it comes. Slider misses just a bit low. And Higdon took him almost 7 innings, but he walks the first batter of the summer.
Going for the strikeout there all the way with that slider, and it was low. Just couldn't draw out a swing there, a swing and a miss.
So it'll bring up the third baseman, Matt Marlowe, who's had a great day at the plate. 2 for 3 with a home run, a single, and a ground out. First pitch, big fastball swung on and foul tipped into Donnelly's mitt. 0-1.
Yeah, and that big fly he hit didn't get out of here by much.
The 0-1. High set from Higdon. Fly ball. Shallow left field, puts going out, Brome coming in, and Brome's going to call it off for the 3rd out of the inning. Higdon works around a 2-out walk. The Dads are going to need 4 to tie, 5 to win. Tears King to Harrow coming up here on the Crawdads Streaming Network. Bottom of the 9th inning here in Danville, California. Austin Oda, a lot to say here on the call. The Dads trail 4-0 of Kavaris Tears, Matt King, Zach Tejero due up. They're going to need to get it to Jude Putz if they want to have a shot at coming back in this game. Kavaris Tears, the leadoff hitter, will be facing Logan Deskin, right-handed pitcher who hasn't given up an earned run this season. From Regis University out of Anthem, Arizona. First pitch he throws to Tears is down low with the fastball, 1-0.
Well, some good hitters up here for the Dads. And not as strong of a pitcher as Dale, but still, it's 4 runs. It's going to be tough. They're going to have to dig.
Tears today is 1 for 3 with a single and a couple Ks. Laces this one through the right side for a base hit, and he was well out in front of it, but he was able to poke it through the 3-4 hole for a second hit of the day.
Same exact spot, pretty much as the first hit that he had, and
Third baseman Matt
this one
King.
he just hits super hard to the right side. So he's seeing that ball so well.
That'll bring up Matt King, the third baseman for the day, who's played a tremendous hot corner. At the plate so far, 0 for 3. Three groundouts, actually. Fielder's choice and 2 6-3s. Tears gets his lead off first. First pitch, down low, 1-0. I wonder if we'll see Tears run here in a 4-0 ball game. This might be a defensive indifference.
I don't think they're going to be too concerned with him getting over to second, at least for now.
And it would keep the Dads out of that double play. The 1-0. King takes a slider down, 2-0.
That would have been a good one to run on, but I think Tears is trying to get a gauge for what Deskin has out there and kind of get a rhythm on him.
This would most likely be the pitch to run on. 2-0 the count. Pitcher mostly focused on getting a strike in. The 2-0, Tears does not go, and it's a fastball outside, 3-0. So no need to run if it's 4 straight balls. 3 of them here to Matt King. Zach Tejero 0 for 3 waits on deck.
Yeah, 2 guys who need a little redemption coming up next. Tejero, then Jude Putz.
The 3-0. Right down the middle, 3-1.
Had to throw a strike there. I think taking all the way.
I wouldn't be surprised if King took again here in 3-1.
Yeah.
Red light in a 4-0 game. Deskin checks Tears off first. The 3-1. Inside and up. Ball 4. The Dads, maybe something brewing here. 2 runners on base, still no one out. They are down 4-0.
What's our good friend Michael Barabalt like to say, Austin?
It's a slam game.
It's a slam game. It's all you need.
A pinch hitter for Zach Tejero. It's going to be Ryan Ellis, and I really like this move. Tejero not seeing the ball great today. Also did hit a ball off his shin, so doesn't have the speed to be able to beat out a double play ball potentially.
It's also nice because it's just a switch here and you get to keep that DH spot. If this game does get tied up and go into extras.
The side slinger Jacob Henderson is in the bullpen for the Saints. Ellis, the left-handed batter so far this summer. Struggled a little bit recently. Average all the way down to 214, a home run, 4 RBI. First pitch he sees from Deskin. Down and in and gets behind the catcher. That's big. Tears moves up to second. King moves up to third. Excuse me, the other way around. Tears moves up to third. King moves up to second on the wild pitch.
Tears kind of started rounding third there, too, for just a moment. And quickly went back, but the perfect storm kind of starting to formulate here for the Crawdads.
One and 0 to Ellis. Fastball up. 2-0.
A good at-bat so far by Ellis. Just got to keep this train moving, keep it on the rails. Get that tying run to the plate.
Ellis well ahead 2-0. Here it comes. Fastball down, 3-0.
3 straight off-target pitches there from Deskin. Not a safe situation, but it is not going well for him so far.
King, slight lead off second. Tiers a little bit greater off third. Destin's 3-0. Misses down low again, and the Crawdads bring the tying run to the plate, and it's Jude Putz. A slam game.
And Putz, I mean, what a great story it would be if he could go up there and really do some damage with the bat after the 3 errors that he's had.
And quickly, the quick leash for Logan Destin. He's already out of the game. Jacob Henderson coming to the mound. 4-0, but the Dads are threatening. The bases are loaded with no outs. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, 4-0 on the Crawdads streaming network. Back into action for the bottom of the 9th inning. 4-0 the score, but the Dads are threatening. Kavaris Tears on third, Matt King on second, Ryan Ellis on first, Jude Putz, the shortstop, at the plate. Putz today has walked twice. He's shown a really good eye. He's also lined out hard to center field. And with 3 errors on the day, if anyone wants to make up for them, it's this guy hitting right now. The new pitcher, Jacob Henderson, has thrown in 4 games, a 3.6 ERA in 5 innings. 4 strikeouts, 3 walks, 7 hits, so a high whip. First pitch to Putz, way outside, gets to the backstop. Tears is going to come home, and he's going to score. 4-1 is the score. 2 runners in scoring position. Dads are in a... You know, it's not looking great, but it's less than a slam now.
It is one of the worst things that could have possibly happened there for the Saints.
Right, it erases the double play. Puts 2 runners in scoring position. No outs still. Jude Putz, the shortstop. Henderson delivers a fastball up and in, 2-0.
Putz has drawn a couple walks already today.
Third wouldn't be bad here. The 2-0 takes up, 3-0.
I have to imagine Putz will be taking here no matter what.
Absolutely no reason for him to swing. Ellis on second. Takes ball 4 high, and the winning run is going to come to the plate, and it's in the form of Coleman Schmidt. Bases still loaded, 4-1 the score. Coleman Schmidt the hitter. Schmidt leads the league in home runs. Not your traditional leadoff hitter is Coleman Schmidt. 4 home runs this summer.
And he's had opportunities today, most notably in the second, with runners on.
Schmidt, 1 for 4 today, a strikeout, 2 groundouts, and a single. First pitch, slider, outside, check swing. Did he go? Oh, yes, he did, and that's a bad call. That is a incorrect call.
Tough to make that call from behind the mound there for Ammett.
Now 0-1 to Schmidt. Fastball, checked his swing again. This time he did go around, and it's 0-2. Schmidt's just not seeing the ball well today.
No, too much of that from him during today's game. Now he's down 0-2.
Henderson, a high set, the 0-2. Slider, up. 1-2. Tough take from Schmidt.
He even thought about swinging there. He's just maybe a little anxious today and getting caught in between.
Henderson comes set, the base is loaded. The 1-2 to Schmidt. Fly ball to left field! Did he do it? This ball's gone! Coleman Schmidt, walk-off grand slam! The Dads win! The Dads win! Down 4-0 going into the 9th. Coleman Schmidt, his league-leading 5th home run of the season, and the Crawdads walk it off here in Danville. Unbelievable!
Totals on this afternoon's ball game. For the Crawdads, 5 runs on 6 hits. Committing 4 errors. Arroyo Seco, 4 runs on 6.
How did the Crawdads win this game?
Well, Coleman Schmidt, that's how. He was not having a great day, 1 for 4, down in the count there, and on a 1-2 pitch, he just kills the ball out to left field. I got to thank Hollis Fanning for keeping the Dads in this, and just the 4-1 game for as long as it was, and we didn't expect to see Henderson give that up.
Unbelievable from Coleman Schmidt.
What a slam by Schmidt. So valuable to this team, even in a day where he's not seeing the ball well. He comes through in the most clutch moment. And just, I think, stunned right now are the Arroyo Seco Saints, as they were expecting Henderson to come in and really close that win out for them. They were up 4-0 heading into the bottom of the 9th, and to give up a game-winning grand slam. We've seen a few of those happen across the CCL so far this summer, the first for the Dads. And Coleman Schmidt, I mean, player of the game all day. Hollis Fanning, a great job on the mound, and Higdon coming in and keeping things close, but Coleman Schmidt just stole the show.
The final line of the day. The Saints, 4 runs on 7 hits, no errors. The Crawdads, 5 runs, 5 hits, 4 errors. Wow. Seth Higdon, the winning pitcher. The loser is Henderson. The Dads will play again tomorrow at noon against the OC Riptide. Thank you for joining us for Alon to Say. I'm Austin Oda. The Dads win it 5-4.